And welcome back to the Doesn't Matter, Get Better conversation. Excited to welcome in a good, dear friend of mine, Big B, as we used to call him when we were at Florida State. But Coach Brian Johnson from the University of Arizona. He is the head strength and conditioning coach there. And Big B, welcome to the conversation.
Oh man, appreciate it. It's good to be here. I love the name. I love it. And that's you though. That's how you get down ever since I've known you. So it makes sense.
I appreciate that very much. So I introduced you, Coach Johnson and I worked together at Florida State. We were both young in the profession, but recognized each other's hustle from the start and really built a bond. And you have done an unbelievable job working your way through the profession to where you are now at the University of Arizona. So give people a full scope of where you started in Tallahassee, where you come from, your playing career, all the way to now.
Yeah, just born and raised in Tallahassee. Went to Amos P. Garvey High School.
Tallahassee.
Yes, sir. Played offensive line and left to go play my college ball at LSU. Jimbo Fisher was my offensive coordinator.
Who's the head coach?
That's how we got linked up. I finished up my
Who's the head coach there?
Huh?
Who's the head coach there?
At where?
At LSU.
At Ogeron? Oh, who was the head coach when I played? Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Nick Saban, yeah. Nick Saban. So,
came up the real way.
The hard way. The hard way. And if you know anything about Jimbo too, I mean, he's a real coach, you know what I'm saying? By any means necessary. We talking about, you know what I mean?
Doesn't matter, get better.
No matter, get better. And
what do you used to say? You either can't or you won't. Either way, you're gonna get replaced.
100%, regardless. And when you come up like that, right? And going to LSU, coming from Gabi and just being better than everybody, and then going into LSU with that type of mentality, there's only one way to go if you want to be successful. And that was really the beginning of my maturation period, was that type of mentality. And that's the same thing I carry to this day, even in this current situation that we in, right?
No doubt.
So those things they stick with you. So, played at LSU and then started my coaching career at Florida State, with Coach Nudelberg. And we had a crew, man. It was Corn Dog and Dan, Wayne. We had a good crew, man, but we all got along so well because of our work ethic and what we were doing. And we all had that mentality. Like, we just got to keep going, get better. We had some hard times.
I mean, I wouldn't classify that working environment as a fun working environment at all.
Not at all. But we did it. You know what I mean?
And I think we all had a mindset that we knew where we wanted to go, and we knew that this was a platform to get there. So to me, that's where we really developed the idea of like, well, it doesn't matter. Like, we got to be here till 2:00 in the morning. Doesn't matter. I'll see you at 7. Like,
right.
Time to go. Like, it is what it is, right?
Straight up. And that's just, that was just what it was. And we're doing that today, right? You got your podcast, you're a businessman, right? So you take these things in every avenue of life, man. What has been so great, why I've been fortunate to be around the people that we were around and still had a relationship like me and you and, holla at Dan and some of those other guys, just because, you want to be around like-minded people and communicate with like-minded people. So my career has been made up of just, doing that, just coaching, getting that 2 years at Florida State and then getting a head job at Akron at 27. You know what I mean? Where you like all those hours, remember we didn't even get paid for that first camp. Remember that? So like 2 years of just being sour. And then all of a sudden, like becoming a head strength coach at the age of 27, and then you going off and becoming a coordinator, like that was crazy. But it was
like, we thought we were ready, and then they threw us in, and it was like, oh, wait a minute, am I really ready for this?
Oh no, I wasn't. I wasn't, but I wasn't gonna turn it down, right?
Right.
And even now, like I'm 36, and I can't tell you how many situations I've gone into that I've just been ready. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's no other choice, right? Like it's not really about like, oh, do I have enough qualification or am I really like, look, I got the opportunity. I'm gonna figure out a way to make the opportunity work for me.
And that's only option. Because if you don't, somebody else is.
That's right. You either can't or you won't. Either way, you get replaced, right? Preach. So backtrack a little bit before you got into coaching. And, for me, when you came into Florida State, you were this guy that had played for Nick Saban. You understood the culture and the structure of that program, and then went on to play in the NFL where it's the rockiest of Rockies. Talk a little bit about going from being a national champion at LSU to being in the NFL where all of a sudden you might have been an All-American, but so was everybody else.
Yeah, that was just such a huge transition, and especially playing in the SEC for a national championship caliber team, and then going to the NFL undrafted, which was already like, dang, I didn't get drafted, and then having to go, and it felt like the first day at LSU again, right? I'm this little freshman. I got to come in and I got to prove myself. So that's what the NFL felt like, man. But the great thing is,
you're an undrafted rookie, right? Yeah. You go into camp coming from a place where you were the dude. You're all SEC. You've got all the accolades, and then hold on, reality check. You don't get drafted. Hold on, reality check. You're getting brought in as an undrafted free agent. So how many reps are you getting in practice? You got to let it eat. Talk about your mindset during that and how you get through it and how you end up making it.
Yeah, well, that's just when you what do they say? You pull when stuff gets hard, you go back to your training.
Your foundation.
Right? What are your habits? What got you here? And that's what I had to do. I had to go back to what got me there. Right. All right, I got to prove myself again. Right. I didn't get what I thought I was going to get. I can either go in the tank or I can give up my dream, or go forward and just do it. Right? Same thing, right? Go do it.
Doesn't matter. Get better.
Go back on those lessons from Jimbo, from Nick Saban, right? The 26 110s. In June. You know what I mean? Like, you got to pull back and you got to go in that mindset. And that's the best way to go through life. Like, go through it hard. Go want the hard way. Don't want the easy way. Because the hard way is what makes you better. And I might not have gotten the contract or the NFL career that I wanted, but I did come out of it better. Because I went into it with that mentality.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So I know because I follow you on social, and I think, what is it? At Coach B.
It's at _ Coach BEE1.
Got it. So at _ Coach BEE1. Okay. Yep. And you can see what he's doing with these kids during this time, which I think embodies the doesn't matter, get better mentality more than anything else. But talk to people about, okay, the kids got sent home or they're in their dorms, wherever they are. They don't necessarily have the tools they need to continue to physically get better. How are you overcoming that?
Man, it's tough because what we find is that everybody has different resources. Some guys have weight rooms. Some guys don't have anything. Some guys might have a dumbbell or kettlebell. So what my staff and I had to do was get on the phone, call each individual guy, and get a gauge of what they had from an equipment standpoint. And we went through and we programmed different programs for each individual. Now, the great thing is you can kind of clump guys up, and now we're even looking at getting some packages so we know what type of resistance bands they have, cones, so they can do different setups, and we're going to make videos like that. But just being creative and finding stuff around the house, getting a backpack, loading it up with a bunch of textbooks, getting a duffel bag, throwing bricks or whatever, rocks or whatever you find in the yard to get some type of resistance. And then I'm loading up my social media with different ideas. I'm challenging guys like, hey, I'm getting my workout in and you getting yours in, trying to keep that culture building, get our leaders to call out teammates. Hey, I haven't seen you post videos of working out. Now you posted videos of you chilling on your car and with your goals in your mouth and all that, chilling with the boys. Let's see some videos getting some work in.
There you
go. We're challenging each other from that standpoint now too. And then I even put up a video one time saying I did not feel like working out today. I wasn't going to do it, But I had players tagging me like, Coach B, where you at? So then I had to go in the weight room and I had to get a session in and put it on the video. And that's what I'm trying to get the team to do. Like, you know,
we call it the A word. When we work with people, we call it the A word. And that accountability is a mother. And to me, every team that I coached, every special teams that I had success with, every team and the culture in which we won, and there was unbelievable accountability, not only to the coaches, but to each other and just within the entire organization. So you finding ways to get that done through social media while people are socially distanced is unbelievable, man.
I appreciate it, man. That's, you know, it's part of just having good people around me and just trying to constantly come up with ways. Like, I mean, the hashtag says it all, dog. DMGB. I might have to take that from you.
Well, I gotta give props where props are due. When I was at Lafayette College, the lacrosse coach came in, Pat Myers, and he built his entire culture around that. And I was like, oh, as soon as I saw it, I was like, that's me.
That's it right there. Yeah, that's it right there.
It's been such a crazy transition coming out of coaching and going into the business world and developing a process for sales and business development, because we were so process driven and like we knew exactly on what day, what we were doing at exactly what time to come out into the real world. It's such a culture shift. And it's so difficult to build it. So now that I have it now I'm like, oh, I'm trying to feed this to everybody because it's a game changer.
Yeah, I already know it. And you're ready for it. I mean, if you could get through what we got through at Florida State, you're going to be fine doing anything, man. Especially, like, you just know the rigors of this business, man. You know, you're not knowing where you're going to be the next January, all that good stuff. So I love it, man. I love seeing it. I love hearing it. It's been great. And I think it's part of how we was brought up, man, you know?
I'm sure you heard, and I'm sure it's not a surprise to you, but Coach Saban sent Apple Watches to the entire team to track the heart rates while they were at home. So
I'm with him.
Did you go into HBC's office and say, hey, buddy, did you see what Coach Saban did? Or
I did.
I fired a text and be like, just so you know.
I mean, Apple Watch is a little extreme. There are some other devices that we can, but no, it'd be great for me and the medical staff to be able to see what's going on with heart rate variability. If, the guys are going out and getting some type of training session in, to have actual data of what the internal factor is, which is the most important factor that tells me exactly what they got out of that, whatever they did. So yeah, it'd be great to have guys be able to come back in and I know where their fitness level is, because that device is also measuring resting heart rate, which is a huge factor into fitness level.
Where their conditioning is.
Yeah, so that would be great, being able to even classify guys when I get them and saying, okay, well, we got to push these guys and we have to program like this because they're at this fitness level. But then the guys that are here that actually went and had resources and were on top of it, right? The guys are probably dependent on anyway. We can advance those guys, and we don't want these guys down here to bring these guys down. So these guys are going, and we're going to have to ease back into it. But
it's crazy. Like, this is territory that's never been touched before. Like this whole different schedule, and like you don't even know how much time you're going to have before you play your first game. Like they're liable to come back in September and be like, "Hey, y'all got 3 weeks to play your first game." Like,
figure it out. Playing, yeah. And it's funny, I just did a presentation on that, and the big thing I referenced was that 2011 NFL lockout and the injury rate. Yeah. There was a study on Achilles ruptures.
Wow.
I mean, it was astounding. I mean, the difference, between 97 and 2002, there were like 5 a year. All right. And then it got up, it kind of started going up to about 7, and it got up to 8, 10 a year. All right.
Wow.
After that lockout, there were 10 on the first 12 days.
Oh my gosh. That's incredible.
10 on the first 12 days. And Achilles
if they don't take in the data, if they don't take, they have to. Like you have to at least look out for the kids and allow them to prepare their bodies fully before you send them out there, because
got to, or it's just not going to be a good situation. And that stuff affects you for years to come, because Achilles tendon ruptures, I mean, that's a year process. So
that's
you're
a
even
long,
looking at the next season, you know what I mean? So
no doubt.
yeah, yeah. So all that stuff, man, we got to take into account, coming back and throwing them in there. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm not waiting until I get a date.
Yeah.
All right. I'm building the outline now. Like when I get a date, then I can pull some things. Hopefully it'll allow me to plug some things. You know what I'm saying?
No
But
doubt.
I'm not going in this thing, just trying to pull something out of thin
Just
air.
waiting, right?
Nah.
Dude, I talked about it yesterday. So we do a daily huddle every morning called the Noodleberg Daily Huddle on Facebook. And we're just kind of giving some inspiration, just some motivational, uplifting, some key action points. And I told everybody, I was like, look, this isn't a stop sign. This is a detour sign. Like the destination is still there. You're not coming to a stop. You just got to take a different route. You got to make a left and a right that you didn't know you were going to make, but you're still getting to where you had to get to.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because we still got to win a championship. That's what it's all about.
Amen. Bringing championship behavior. It doesn't matter what walk of life it is. Well, Coach B, I appreciate you joining me today for the DMGB conversation.
I appreciate you having me, man.
So good to catch up with you, my friend.
Sure. Yeah.
Can't let it be as long since the last time that we
can't do that. Can't do it.
Keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep keeping those kids accountable. Keep building that accountability culture. Keep blasting it on social. Super proud of you. Love to have you in my network, and we will talk to you soon.
All right, have a good one, baby.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.